Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hey, we're back to the old tablet, so it's not gonna, the light is not gonna keep changing, but we're not yellow. I don't know why it does that. Let me add the lighting here. Lighting crew. So, what we're using today. Greenfresh by Ethos. I have the matching splash as well as the EDP or EDP. Okay, and so this is one I had in his original softer base and finished it, and I had the EDP and the splash still left over, and so I ordered another tub in the F base now that it's available since I finished the other off. It's a beautiful fresh scent, cucumber, spearmint, and a touch of lemongrass in there. And the cucumber is some sort of an emulsion, something other he did. The other are essential oils, so great scent. To whip it up, we are using a Sorrentino special custom. This is one, Eric Sorrentino. I don't know if he's still around. If you're there, Eric, good to know you're doing okay. I haven't seen him on the forum in quite some time, and I hope he's doing well. But anyway, he had done a custom pour. The first time he was going to pour his own resins, and he had 3 individuals choose what colors they wanted, and when he did the pour for each of them live, what was left over he would pour from each of theirs. Whatever was left he poured into another container, whatever, when he was going to make another blank. And this was the result of the leftovers from all 3 of their choices. So it's just got a menagerie of colors. I call it the clown puke one, and especially because of the knot. It's just a knot he had, a synthetic knot he put in. I have no idea what it is. It's just a white synthetic. Looks odd, but it does the job. So there you go. And the razor today is going to be a Shake Sharp self-sharpening one-piece razor. Have it in the original thing. Paperwork's in there as well. This is the nickel finish. You don't see too often. A lot of times you'll see one in a clamshell case. It's like a brown leather, and it's the brass. So if you're not familiar with these, you can push it down, slide it over. Slide it over. You never do these on live, Dave. Okay, and it pops up. Anyhow, they look crusty. You know what? Let's replace those blades. Blades, you say, Dave? Yes, blades. I put a double stack of these in there, and man, they're rough looking. So, let's get to new Wizamets. Might as well open these up, show you how they go in there. So, reason I double stack them is Jeff, J. Mudrick, which you'll see comment on here occasionally. Hope you're doing well, Jeff. This was a favorite razor of his. It's an absolute favorite, vintage one of mine. I've had all the iterations of it, including the Bakelite, the MK1. Okay, let me get these open. I'm trying to concentrate here. Anyway, he had recommended when I got into these to double stack them, and it gives the rigidity that the older blades would have. And what this was meant for. Is it required? No, absolutely not necessary, but you don't know that the 2 are in there, and it gives an amazing shave, and I think it makes a difference. So anyway, so you set those on there. Hopefully this will work. Drop that down and slide it over. That's it. Simple as that. Okay, let's get the lather in here, huh? Let's make some soap. Drink some coffee. How's everybody doing? So I have my bourbon trail from 2012. Something about so many bourbons, so little time, something like that. I think they still do the bourbon trail where you get your passport signed as you visit each of the distilleries that are on the trail. If you hit them all in the same year and get the stamp in your passport, you mail the passport into them along with your shirt size. They send you back a shirt that you can't buy in the stores along with your passport. So that's what they used to do. I don't know if the tourism still does that or not. I know they've added distilleries since we did it. So, it's kind of a Fridays with Frank. Oh, I love this base so much better than the soft base originally. And the scent is incredible. And how appropriate I'm talking about bourbon, because Frank has his next lost my voice for a second. His next 3 releases are a Fogier. What were the 3 things? One of them is a bourbon bay rum that he's working on that he now has infusing. The infusion is in process. There's a 3rd one besides those 2. I can't remember what it was. My apologies, Frank. All right. Shake Sharp. So you can see the mechanism here. This was designed originally with their blades. You would shake it back and forth, and that plate would slide, and it would, help the finish on the razor. The edges there, kind of smooth it out. You don't do that with modern blades because they're coated, and you'll remove the coating. So, but anyway, I digress. Amazing smooth shavers. And why it's a favorite vintage of mine. I have some older videos that has all the history on it, but let's go ahead and stop a second. Grab our weights compendium, head to the S's for Shake Sharp, and let's see. There they are. Okay, so you can see how it shows the shaking back and forth to get that edge on it. Again, this is the Bakelite one I've had. Was the original information on it. They were Long Island City in New York. Trademark first used was 1945. Single edge rib bar guard, all metal, gold or nickel. Also black plastic head and handle, gold plated cap and guard. I should say the original one that was the Bakelite. It had one where the top cap was not connected. It would come off completely. That's the one I had. Similar to De Haven, which I also have one of. But anyway. Alright, so that gives you some little information. Back in 1945, basically. The catalog's back there. They're not on the popular auction site that starts with an E all the time, but they're not extremely rare. If you're really looking for one, you can find it. And from what I've seen, some of these vintage razors are not going for what they used to go for. So if you get one and the finish is worn off of it, it means it was a good razor. Somebody was using it. Don't be afraid of getting it. I just like shiny, pretty things. This one's in great condition. There is some blade feel. But if you know what you're doing, like I said, these things are amazing shavers. Very smooth. Just get your technique down. The blade feel merely lets you know where the blade is and helps you control it better. So what projects and things are you guys working on around the house or whatever? My mudroom is completed. That little addition, except for the floor. We have a friend, as soon as we pick out tile, he'll do the tile on it. Anyway, maybe some more concrete to pour. Walkway. But what I've been working on is a mailbox project, and I'm trying to get that done so I can get to a project I'm doing with a cargo trailer I bought. You see a lot of YouTube videos, people doing cargo trailer conversions to campers. I'm doing something similar to that, but not near as involved. I have had reservations at Barren River Lake for in October, so since I ordered the trailer, it's not had anything done to it, and it needs to be done before I go in October. So I'm trying to get this mailbox project done and get a quick rinse and then start on that trailer. Anyhow, my father-in-law that passed away a year ago this past April had a sauna building on the property, and I'm having that removed. I need it out of the way for a storm shelter that we're getting delivered next spring. Anyway, I reclaimed a bunch of cedar out of it, so I'm using the cedar to do this kind of elaborate mailbox, since I had to redo our mailbox, move it to the other side of the driveway due to the neighbor's lawn guy that keeps hitting it when it's on the other side. So I wanted to reclaim and use some of that cedar kind of as a be a memory of my father-in-law whenever I see it. Anyway, I get that done. I'll show you a picture. It's been taking me a while. Let's get our brush cleaned out. So I've never replaced this knot, even though I think it looks odd, white hair. But as you saw, it just seems to work well. It's soft, but has a good backbone. You saw how it whipped the lather up. So sometimes it's not what something looks like, it's what something accomplishes, right? All right. Greenfresh. So this is my original splash. I didn't go through the whole thing when I finished off the other soap. Love that cucumber and spearmint together, and that lemongrass is in there too, but subtly. Anyway, so anyway, that's some projects. When I get that done, the mailbox, which there's no guarantee it'll be done next week, but hopefully, we'll see. Got the cedar on the sides. I need to mark where I cut off the back piece to be flush with where I want it to come into the mailbox, and then I'll finish the cedar up the side of that, get all that stained, and I've got to paint some cap pieces to put around it and all. Anyway, a little bit left, and I've got to do it in stages as I can in the heat anyway, because I can't breathe in the heat. When I switch to my shirt to head off to work, I'll hit the EDP as well. There you have it. Shake Sharp. Not a hard one to find on the bay or flea markets, things like that. I recommend it if you can find one. It's one of my absolute favorite vintage razors, if not my favorite. Anyway, wanted to mention too the winner of the giveaway for these soap sets. It was a Gravesit, Gravesit. I don't know, it's Gravesit or Gravesit. Anyway, if you will get in touch with me, I'll have my information in the description for about a week. I'll have my email there for you to contact me and get me your shipping information. If you were in the States, again, hopefully he is. Anyway, and I'll get those 2 sets off to you. And we've got another giveaway coming up. I'm trying to figure out some things, maybe not just soap, but razor. Anyway, I'm trying to figure that out. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me for a shave. Give you a couple dad jokes before I go. I always knock on the fridge before I open because I never know if there's a salad dressing in there. That's it. I like that one too. You know, I had a girlfriend and she broke up with me. She said I was too obsessed with football, and we had dated for 4 seasons. Anyway, Dave in Kentucky. Be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.